thing that can kill me is death.
Hell no, I can't trust nobody. So I keep me a stick at the party. Pulling up finna catch me a body. Round with them choppers, no Harleys. They know I gotta keep my Scotty. 33 and it's acting retarded. If it don't kill me, go harder. All my niggas and we moving like shotters. And I'm big TLA, we poppin'. We bought no assist, no Stockton. All my niggas, we up, we locked in. If he skate, got gas, might stop in. HP for the number of Harden. Free MC, white chalkin'. Tried to catch a play, D Hopkins. Pull up on the scene, we walk down. All that talking tough got chalked out. Bitch down the bricks, my hot route. How we gon' lose? We hot now. Got me sippin' Henny, that act up. Get it by the low, no Mack truck. Put your ex on my sack up. Bitch out of line, I'll smack her.
Welcome to Pittsburgh Chatter, where I do interviews where I want, whenever I want, with who I want. Today I got a special guest. How's it going, Serenity?
Everything's going well. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so let's start in the beginning. How did you get into entrepreneurship and why?
I got into entrepreneurship when I was, I'm a hairstylist. I'm an author. I do like ministry work and motivational speaking, but the hairstylist stuff, my mama couldn't do hair, so I had to do my own hair. I was like 3 years old, like really doing my own hair. And then when I was in high school, I wanted to get a job, but my mom told me I couldn't get a job. She didn't want me distracted from my grades, so I just started doing hair from the house. That's where like House of Hustle came from, hustle the hair, because I was hustling the hair. And then...
So this happened early on, so you're saying at the age of 3, what are you doing, like braids?
Like ponytails. You know how little babies have
okay.
ponytails. And
with
then,
the bollies too?
Yeah, with the bollies.
Early on, you're doing this to your hair.
Yes.
How did you learn that?
I don't know. My grandmother is a cosmetologist, but my mom can't do hair, so I probably picked it up from her. But
okay, so you said your business is called Hustle the Hair, correct?
Yes.
All right, so how do you go from, because I'm assuming at first you're doing hair in your house, correct? How did you go from transferring over from doing hair in your house to actually having a salon?
A salon? Well, I just opened up my first salon February 4th, so this is fairly new for me.
But the process, when did the process start?
The process started when, after high school, I went to cosmetology school. I went to Bella Capelli, and I dropped out because during Christmas break, I had this boyfriend. His name is Carlos, and he got killed. And when I went back to school...
Rest in peace.
Thank you. I went to school with a whole bunch of white girls, and they were asking me, what happened? What's wrong? And it just bothered me so bad to keep telling them he got killed. So I just dropped out. I gave up on myself. And then I started working at a salon. Then I went to Empire, which is a different school. I got licensed.
Empire Beauty.
Yep, Empire Beauty. And after being licensed, I still was working from home, which you're really not supposed to be doing. And then I got a suite, like a Sola suite. And a Sola is just a salon with a chair. It's just you. It's like a room. And then I started going to this church recently, New Hope Church. It's on the north side. And you know how you go to, well, I don't know if you've ever been to a church, but they'll say, anybody need prayer? And usually I don't speak up for myself. But I said, I do. My lease is up at this place. My rent was like $1,300 for just this chair. I was paying $320 a week. It was a lot because I still have a home to take care of. Yeah. I said, I need prayer. My lease is up. And the next week I went to church. They said, well, there's a salon across the street for rent. And the rent was a significantly lower than the rent I was paying, and that's how it came about. More space. I got people working for me now.
Hold on. Slow down.
Sorry.
We're going to get to that. Okay, so you said you were in cosmetology school.
Yes.
So, all right, I'm curious about this because if I'm not mistaken, they teach you how to cut, do hair, eyelashes, and all of that?
So cosmetology is hair, skin, nails. And then you could do esthetician, which is just skin, or you could do nails, which just is nails. But the cosmetology program is the full thing. So you do learn cut, chemicals, and color. And
you already went in with the knowledge of knowing how to do hair, so everything else was just like an add-on and a plus.
Kind of. So school's important because I knew how to do hair, but I knew how to do black hair. I didn't know how to do white hair. I didn't know about the professional side of it. I didn't know about the sanitation side, the diseases, the disorders. So there's a lot more than just doing hair, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, so... Now that you have like extended your reach kind of sort of, what would you say is your primary consumer now versus then? Like if you were compared the two. Comes to get their hair done, come to get their nails done the most. Because I do know it's starting to be a little bit more popular for males to come get their hair done and get their nails done.
So I still do just a lot of black women. I do a lot of black males, but the other day, a Asian guy, his woman knocked on my door, and they couldn't speak English at all. He was like translating for her, and it was just so different for me, but I was so gracious and grateful. So I do all types of hair. Even the owner who owns my salon, she's an Indian woman, but it's primarily black women who come.
Okay, but you do men's hair too.
Yeah.
So you know how to do locks, do braids, all of that?
Yes.
Okay, so, wow. Okay, so
What, you want a hair appointment?
Who, me? Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I went a year without getting my hair done, and everybody's like, "Oh,
Yeah, I
you need
like
to get
it
your
though.
hair done." But what I said is, I'm just so scared of having like the real skinny locks. So I was just like, I'd rather just go with the Rasta look.
Right.
But I do have. I know I gotta get it done.
I like it.
know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. So I seen over time that you had to change the salon and make it the way you wanted to look. So like, were you doing that all by yourself? You had somebody come help with that part?
With the salon I'm at now, my grandparents are a big help, so they're kind of well off. A lot of people get a business and they have need to get a loan. I was grateful enough to have my grandparents come in and step in, and my grandmother did it all on her own. Yeah.
Okay, so she helps you with that, so you wouldn't have to actually go borrow money from an outside source. You were able to keep everything in house.
Yes, she want her money back, y'all. She want her money back though.
Okay, what was some like non-negotiables that you were looking for when looking for the salon, like in terms of location or what you would set your pricing at? What's something you were very firm on when going through this process?
With this salon that I'm at now, I was very firm on the bus line. It has to be on the bus line. It has to be convenient because everyone doesn't drive. Anything can happen. I could lose my car at any time, so it had to be on a bus line. I prefer close to downtown. I got a lot of clients from the east side, and they hate that it's on the north side, but it's so close to downtown. So
You can commute though.
yeah, location was just a big thing for me, and that was really my main thing. And I love that it's across the street from my church, so I got eyes and ears in the community watching the place for me.
The fact that you were able to keep it close though is crazy, because you normally see like when even like friends or something of that nature, once they get into having their own salon or their own business, it's normally far out because those are where the price is. So the fact that you were able to find a price that benefited you and they keep it close to the people. And you said on the bus line. The fact that you even said that shows like you're really tapped in, that everybody really can have the women drive everywhere. So no, I respect that for sure. Okay, so now we could get into the employees. What was your hiring process, and like, did they have to already have clients when they came to you, or you were just more or less?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked me that because
I got you.
I feel like a lot of women, I'm gonna say a lot of black salon owners threw salt in the game, meaning there are salons where people give out keys to their employees, and I always think in my head, what would Supercuts do? Supercuts, if you work at Supercuts, you don't have a key to Supercuts. You work at Supercuts, you know? Even when I worked at the suite, I did have a key to the suite, but I'm also licensed. A lot of girls aren't really licensed. So the way I do my process is, booth rent is illegal, so I don't do booth rent. They get a commission. So I take a percentage of what they make. As far as the hiring process, I was open to any girls coming in because a lot of people who are, I'll say, seasoned stylists, they don't want to come and work for someone else. So I was looking for girls who are new, who are okay, almost like a new puppy, like you could train them up versus someone already set in their ways. And I love all my girls. They're all still learning. It's different for me. Luckily, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have kids.
So you're able to zone in.
Yeah, I'm able to zone in, but I'm not used to micromanaging.
So, all right. So did they have, but over time, did they have any clientele that they were bringing, or you all just brought your clientele and let it work? Let it flow?
This is literally fairly new. Everyone's been there for like 2 or 3 weeks. So they had like most of them have their own clientele, but not a big clientele, not as much as me. That's why I decided not to do booth rent, because that's unfair. They wouldn't be able to pay that. So I even had an entry thing where we would do specials like knotless braid specials or nail specials just to get them to bring people in. And then my guests, I'll say, oh, well, you could get your nails done. Try my nail tech out. We're running a deal. So I feel like starting out a business, it's not about the money, the dollar sign. It's about getting people in. When I first started doing hair, I was doing box braids for $30. I was 13.
And
I thought that was money.
And that was years ago. So, and this is crazy. And like, a lot of people probably just see the fact that you have the salon now and you're thriving now, but they're failing to realize, like, one, this started when you were 3. And then you're talking about at 13, you were doing box braids. So over time, and now you've gone to salon. But even if you think about it, that's a long process that it took you to even get to this point. So that's amazing.
And you know, I was looking at, not really looking at people around me, but I'm like, wow, they ain't been doing hair as long as me. They got a shop, they got this, they got that, but God's timing, because I learned how to do certain things in that time frame. So
the longer it takes, the longer it will last. Yeah. I mean, just being honest. Just being honest. You gotta, and then you said you support the people that are more coming up, and you're saying, so you aim for when you're hiring to do younger. When you say more seats, don't you feel as if though you need one at least person, or you just don't want to do that?
But I mean, I would love to have it, but the girls, they found me. So the girls, it's not season.
Oh, they reached out to you.
Yeah, they reached out to me.
Okay.
Because remember, I had that suite that was so expensive that I really don't need workers in the salon. So I really wasn't like pressed about having people work, but they found me. Girls who already got their clientele, they don't want to follow new rules or learn new stuff. Usually they don't. So.
Yeah, they're okay. All right, so you said that majority of the clients that you've brought. So how many clients would you say you had if you had to ballpark it?
Well, I have a website. I use a website called StyleSeat, and there's like 1,200 clients on there. And I've been on StyleSeat for just 3 years. So prior to StyleSeat, I was just booking by text. So those are people who booked or came, but they're not necessarily people who stay, you know, but over time, at least 1,200.
Yeah, that could be someone that maybe just
came in town.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. So you said around over the last 3 years is 1,200. So out of that 1,200, how many would you say are consistent? Well, now you have a shop, so it's going to increase regardless.
I'm sorry. I keep a full book.
Ballpark it like maybe 300, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I see them. We're like friends and family, so I don't really know. But that's a good question. I should look at that tonight and just see.
Yeah, you said friends and family, so you would say that they support you too, correct?
They support me. I support them. Yeah. The only thing I really don't do with my guests is like hit the club with them. And it's only because, But I'll go to graduation, birthday party, baby shower, wedding. Yeah, we're family.
Well, you're most likely going to be doing the hair for those occasions. So right. So it's coming to see your work, basically.
No,
I'm just joking.
Because even if they book somebody else, I'm cool with that. I just don't hit the club with them. Like, there got to be a thin line, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so you already said that your grandparents help you with this, so it's safe to say you're technically like, what do you say, you're a co-owner then right now?
I'm the owner altogether. They just slid a couple dollars.
All right, I respect it. All right, I respect it. All right,
it's me.
Okay, so since it's public, you could give the location. You said it's on the north side. Yep. Where exactly?
It's on Shaitland Avenue. It's the address is 2703 Shaitland Avenue. It's off of Marshall. There's a cemetery over there. A lot of people know about the cemetery, but it's near Oliver High School. We butt heads. And I don't like
But when you primarily asked them, it was just a go-to.
I didn't ask. They intervened. You ever feel like somebody stepping on your toes a little bit? But not in a bad way. Just like they're doing what their grandparents were supposed to do. That's what they're there for.
Okay, so outside of your grandparents, let's say like your other family members or friends, how's the support there?
It's fine.
So, like, is it like... Do they support you outside of just like coming into business, like reposting things of that nature? Is what I mean.
I have a close friend who does reposting for me. My mom works for me too. She cleaned the shop on Sunday.
So it's like everyone helps in different ways.
Yeah. It took a village. My cousin Damon, he like a handyman. He painted the shop. I mounted the TV, so it worked. Yeah.
All right. So before, clearly it was already profitable. Like, so we're in the beginning before you, because now in the salon, of course, over time, you're going to have to build that up. But was it profitable before moving into the salon? Like,
it was profitable, but I was at that space where I was paying $325 a week.
So it's like you're breaking even almost.
I was breaking even. I was just barely getting by. I had to, what they say, rob Peter to pay Paul. Like, I was barely making it.
Wait, so all right, it's just like a little section you've had with maybe just like the little thing to clean the hair, and then maybe like the hair dryer?
Yeah, it was a hair dryer, a sink, and a chair for me to do the hair. It's called a solar suite.
Yeah, but how is that much though? That doesn't make any sense.
Because of the location. That's the thing. As the owner's doing what they're supposed to do. It's my job to seek, and it would be like a renter and a landlord type of situation. So it is expensive, but the location was on McKnight Road.
All right. So this is McKnight Road. So the location wasn't even that's far
to you, but from the north side, it's kind of central, close to downtown.
Okay, so if all of your clients, okay, that makes more sense. All right, I'm not mad at that.
Even there's one over here on Baum Boulevard, so that's a good location too.
Like the same type build, the
same
solo
thing. They're all over the city. It's like 20 suites, and there's a person in each suite. So, yeah.
Okay, so this is a question that I've always wanted to ask. I ask my hairstylist, I ask everyone. All right, do y'all hands hurt? Because I done watched people knock out like 4 or 5 heads, and luckily, I remember back in the day when I was a kid, like the micros thing. Like I would go outside, come back in, somebody's hair still not be done. Go outside again, come back and hair not done, like the little micros. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So like,
my mom got them in right now.
you did them?
I ain't. No, I don't do my mom's hair. I don't be doing family's hair.
So do your fingers ever hurt from doing this?
My feet hurt more than my fingers. Another thing I will say is when I first started off, I used to braid a lot. Now I have a braider, a young girl who does that. I prefer to do the silk presses. That's just the washing the flat iron. It's a quick couple dollars in an hour versus the braiding. You got to think smarter. If I've been doing it since I was 13 and I'm only 25, yeah, I can't do the same stuff I used to. But heck, shit, fingers hurt, but my feet hurt more than anything.
But there is certain clients where you're like, no, I got this. This is me, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, there's no way you're passing every single client. When did you come up with this idea of the podcast? Like, we have to tap into this.
Yeah.
Because it seems as if it was good. I watched a little bit, seen a little bit of it, and you had a role. You had a good role. Then you had Rez on. Why'd you stop?
I stopped because there was kind of an issue with the videographer. I did a 3rd episode. I never released it. It was with a trainer in Pittsburgh. And it was a nice episode. And I was going through something, and I didn't check the edit immediately. But when I did check the edit, it was 2 weeks later. It was not the same format that I usually did. And I actually cried about this. And I brought it to his attention, and he was like, well, you had time to check it. And it was a issue for me. And I understand that maybe I should have looked right away, but this is not the only thing going on in my life. Why would you switch it up? That's like if a girl brings me a black wig and I color her wig blonde, and she said she never brought that up. And he was like, well, I think it looks better this way. Well, that's what you think. It's not yours. And my issue was, it's probably because my videographer has his own podcast. And maybe it was clashing. Maybe he tried to put his vision on my stuff. But it's not over. It's just on pause right now. But I loved it. And it came about because I was always on Instagram talking and giving game and giving jewels. And I was like, let's do a podcast. But I also don't want to blend in with that podcast culture. You know, nothing wrong with the podcast culture, but I do want to stand out. And I want to make sure I'm doing
when
it
you're
for the
saying
right
podcast
reasons.
culture, you're more talking about those weekly shows that are with the drama and stuff. You're not talking about like people like me who's just doing interviews.
No, not people. Yeah. People like you.
I know what podcast culture you're talking about.
Podcast culture. Yeah, I had a
stuff.
Mission behind it.
Yeah.
I had a mission, and I don't want to blend in. I don't want to do things on impulse. I want to do it when the time is right, and I'm not in a rush.
And who was the other person you had on? That was a friend. Tajay. Okay, is that a friend?
She's a friend. We're not super close friends, but she is a friend. I could call her a friend.
And you brought her on, and then you said the third guest was who?
Her name was Maria B. So Fit, the fitness girl. And I wish I could drop the episode, but I just can't.
Hey, look, even if there's episodes that I can't drop, so I'm guessing the video was messed up out of it.
It was like,
or the audio. And
I'm gonna just tell you what it was. It was how we are interviewing, and then I mentioned something about her son's dad who passed away, and then I seen a clip of him, like a snippet of him. It was like a home recorded video in there, and then I talked about, I know, you see how your eyes got? That's how mine's got. And then I was
like a reaction video or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
go ahead.
And now my thing is, had we talked about this, I would have told you no. And the other 2 episodes aren't like this. Why is this like this? And then I asked her about her fitness and all this, and then I see another video of her working out, and I didn't like it because it almost looked offensive to women. Like, I don't know where he got these clips from. He did some extra homework. I don't know if he got them from her Facebook or wherever they came from, but I was offended.
He was trying to go the extra mile, end up going backwards.
Right,
yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, in his eyes, he thought he was doing me a favor, but I didn't want that. It almost was giving a documentary vibe. This is supposed to be interview. Like, I got my makeup on, why? And then we were talking, like, you can hear our background voices over these clips. It was just a mess. And he told me because I didn't say it in enough time.
So when you told him that, like, you told him you didn't like it, he didn't just go redo it? And
he said, I'm going to have to charge you extra. And I'm okay with paying extra, but that's not what I asked for. Why should I have to pay for extra for something that you decided to remix?
Okay, so was this person also the same person? Like, did you record at his studio? Like, okay, so where was this studio at?
In his home.
Oh, okay. It looked pretty professional. I'm not going to lie. To be in a house.
Yeah. And I paid like real professional money. It was
Okay.
Yeah,
So it wasn't
like,
nothing out the ordinary.
Right.
So it is coming back though.
Definitely.
Cause you had a little steamroll. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at that, and then on top of that, I was looking at the date that you dropped. You were kind of like in that era of like you're right before everyone's doing it. So if you would have kept going, probably right now, you would have.
Right. But like
I'm
I
just being
said,
honest.
I know there's people who drop and drop and drop and drop, but I want reasoning behind mine. You know, it's okay.
That's the thing I was working on. It's like I don't know if I should go through like being consistent or just being like one of those things where it's like I drop when I want to drop, and I was like, well, let me just be consistent first,
right?
And then I'll just start being able to get to the point. Because I honestly want people to be
right.
But
you will.
Yeah.
And then also when you said where did it originate from, I love Charlemagne. Like I know he's a butthole, but yes, I
he
love
calmed
him.
down now.
I know, and I don't know if you ever seen his like interviews outside of.
I seen him interview, I think, Gucci, and then he has the pod with what is the guy, Andrew? Is it Andrew? I think he has Brilliant Idiots, something else. Yeah, but good. My bad.
It's okay. I seen him interview. Dude, I don't know his name right now. I can't think of it, but it was more serious, you know, and he was asking questions about mental health and the things that really matter, and I really liked that. So
those kind of conversations are good, but they can get deep, and honestly, that's the one thing I really just don't want to do. And I know like I said, I'll wait until I do my own interview, but like I ain't really trying to get that deep, like. Because some people may feel that and love that, but some people may take advantage of that. So I'm not really trying to
go that route.
I'm just trying to be in that thin line, that gray area.
Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. I'm smart. But all right. So let's go back to your past life. Then we'll jump back into a little bit more. Where did you grow up and where are you from?
Okay, I grew up on the north side. I'm from Perrysville. But my mom's from the north side. My dad's from Homewood. So I used to like cheer for Homewood, cheer for the north side. So I've grew up on both sides of town. But I went to elementary schools on the north side, and then when I got to high school, you went to high school in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted a bus pass, but in order to get a bus pass, you had to go to the magnet program, and I only wanted a bus pass because I did hair. I needed to catch the bus to the client's house. So I went to Langley and Brashear.
Okay. Langley, I haven't heard about that in a while. They kind of killed that school.
I know. I was the last grade there before they closed. So.
All right. So what school did you was Brashear your actual goal, or where did you want to go?
I wanted to go to. I probably would have wanted to go to Perry. Just because I heard it was a fashion show, but also like I wasn't the flyest.
Didn't they have the early they had some program you could do early too. I can't
Cosmetology.
They had that program.
Actually, I'm going to Perry on Monday to talk to the girls. So I guess I will finally be going to Perry.
That's crazy though. So you're telling me there's a program where you can do it in high school, so by the time that would give you an early jump. You didn't know about this?
I did, but I didn't care about that. I wanted to be a teacher, so that's why I went to Langley. Teaching was Langley's program. Yeah, I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay. So that was before. So you weren't aware that Perry had that program before.
Yeah, I knew. And Westinghouse had it, but I wasn't impressed.
Westinghouse had it too?
I should have. I wasn't thinking about that.
Where's the plumbing programs?
Oh, my dad's a master plumber. I give you the whole
But he did it after?
Yeah. Why you what you trying to do?
It would have been nice to do it back then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I know. I don't know if they got like HVAC or nothing like that at the schools.
Yeah. Tell me about some memories you have from your childhood. Any camps, anything like that?
Good memories?
Yeah, good memories, of course. We could give both.
You know AAU and Urban Impact, stuff like that. Well, I went to this place called the Pittsburgh Project, and it's on the north side, and it was like a Christian after-school program type thing. So
I did something like that.
Yeah, swear, and it's like so many of us have, and we all have the seed in us. And I even text my mentor the other day, like, thank you so much for making me want to come back. Like, she was this lady, she always dressed cute, she had tattoos, and I just wanted to be like her, but she was my reason for going back, and I love the Pittsburgh Project.
So what was it like? Because I'm gonna just go based off my experience I had. It was probably similar to yours. You guys read the scripture, then the snacks, and you do an activity after.
Swear, and
that
the
was
homework.
So fun.
I know. And then we would do field trips. We went, and it was just so for the culture. Like it wasn't like they was forcing nothing on us. It was fun. Like we had a good time.
One thing I'll say is they didn't force the scripture on it. It's like we had a period where, all right, you have to sit down, we have to read this and go through it, learn about it. But it wasn't like forced upon. You know what I mean? How people just be like trying to force it. And that doesn't make, you got to let it come, like people come to it naturally. That's where you get the best results. But that's just my opinion.
Very true.
You already talked about your parents just a slight bit. Any siblings outside of siblings and talk about your mom and dad a little bit. My bad.
Okay. I'm my mom's only child.
Oh, okay.
But my dad have kids, and I love all my dad's kids. Like, even though their relationship didn't work out, they come together for me. And my dad has a wife. I love my stepmom. My mom loves my stepmom. My stepmom loves my mom. My sister's mom loves my mom. It's all love. And yeah, my sister is like my best friend. Like, I'm glad my dad had a baby. Or I don't know how my mom felt at that time, but I'm grateful that he had her for me, because I don't have that many friends, but my sister's my.
In the beginning, you guys weren't around each other as much, but later in life, you guys got more connected.
Always,
you were always, so
like
your mom was cool with them all hanging out together?
Yeah.
Okay. How many is it? Like, what? How many brothers? How many sisters?
I got an older sister, Tasha, and then there's me, Monique. You know Spook? The TikTok dude? Okay, so there's Natasha, me, CJ, and Monique are the same age, 2 different moms. Darian, Dayton, and Zach. So there's 7 of us. I know.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Is that only on your dad? That's just
I'm
all
my
on your
mom's
dad?
only child. Yeah.
Holy. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. And he keeps them together, and it's crazy because my dad lost his mom. Like, my dad's mom got murdered when she was carrying him, and this man was stalking my grandmother, my dad's mom, and he stabbed her. And my dad got sent back to Homewood because he was in D.C. when this happened. He got sent back to Homewood, raised by his grandparents, and his grandparents passed away because they were older. Now it's like, Dad, you got all these kids. You good. It's crazy.
Stavin, so after you said you went from Langley and then you went to Brashear. After high school, was college ever on your program, or you just weren't really into it?
I wanted to go to college, but I ain't gonna say I was fast, but I was in these streets. Like, I was dealing with all the hustlers. I wasn't thinking about no college, but I was thinking about doing hair. You know, some part of me wish I would have went, only because, like, I moved out quick too. Like, I moved out at like 17. I wish I didn't do that.
Wait, what was the reasoning for that?
Trying to be grown. You can't have sex in
the
the
so
house.
your mom wasn't pushing you out.
Nope.
It was more just something you were already trying to do on your own.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
It's all right. You know, you can't have sex in your mom's house and stuff, and I had to be out. So I left.
So at 17, you're already moving out, and then you have your own spot, or you're living with
I was staying with this dude's mom. Just staying anywhere I could go. And then when I turned 19, that's when I officially got my first little condo. So.
Excuse me?
It was a condo. It was expensive. I didn't know no better. That's the thing. Like, with me and my kids, I want to know they could stay. I get why other cultures.
A condo, though? You just skip the house, skip the apartment. We going for the condo.
I was renting a like loft or something. It was crazy. Yeah, but other cultures definitely let their kids stay
until they're married.
Yeah, and then their bank account is right. Like, even I'm just now getting myself together. I should have stayed till I was this age. I would be more well off.
All right, just to relate it, it's the same thing here. I didn't really get kicked out, but there was little signs where it's like you start realizing, like, oh, I'm not a kid no more, and it's kind of like, this is your house type thing. So I get it. You kind of want to stay, but at the same time you want your own space. And I'm sorry, it's just like nothing can beat your own space.
Right.
Like but over time you be like, I don't know, doing the dishes, taking out the trash, and listening. It's really not that bad to keep this money in my pocket. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
So over time, you start to regret it a little bit. What were your grades like in high school? I mean, not to go back. Were they good?
Okay. Yeah, I was a high honor roll student. I even went to Obama once a month for the African American CAS Council. I was in AP classes, CAS. Like, yeah, I was that girl. Like, always.
So school was one of those things where it was just easy for you.
Easy. When I used to get a B, my mom would be like, not thrilled.
Were you trying?
No, I ain't never had to try.
That's crazy. So school just came easy to you.
Yeah,
you just can't explain it.
Like, even now, I love to learn.
That's
Every
crazy.
day's a learning day.
And no sports? You didn't do any sports?
I used to hoop for the Pittsburgh Project, my after-school program. I hooped for a year at Langley.
Was you nice?
Yeah, I was point guard. I wasn't point guard. I was power forward.
Power forward.
Because I'm a big girl. Yeah, I would cheer and stuff, but I ain't playing no other sports except for basketball.
Okay.
Oh, track and cross country.
Why does everyone want to, bro? All right, so I understand the track, but why would everyone seems to do cross country? Why?
I like cross country because it's you don't got to race.
A journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey.
It's a journey that I definitely would want to. Let's get into a little bit of your personal life here. So you're busy now. You said that you have been in relationships, but now you're single. So what was the primary? Well, you said your boyfriend had passed. So other than that, what was the primary reason for staying single? Was it just to be focused?
No, I never, like, I'm just now realizing I never told nobody I wanted to have a boyfriend. For real, for real. I never was.
It kind of just happens.
No, I never had a boyfriend other than the one that passed away. So I was just almost sleeping with men, right? And I never had requirements. And I'm not going to blame it on my mother, but I grew up with a single mom. So I didn't really know how to demand or ask for things from men. I'm just now starting to say, like, yo, this is what I need. If you want this from me, you got to do this for me. But
I be saying you said on some of your posts, they be having you fuck.
Yeah, but I never set no type rules. I wish I wasn't single. I would love to have a boyfriend. I would love to, like, be in a relationship.
Relationships are a lot. I don't care. Y'all can have that. I don't want that.
I mean, I just want to try it out just to see. Like, you know, I never had nothing solid. Usually, like, this is going to sound so weird. Things don't last with me longer than 3 months or 5 months. I don't know why, but they just don't.
Well, I mean, also it depends on what your goals are. Like, the reason why I said that is because being single is just better, because in a relationship you have to give your all to somebody, and if you go in with 50 or 30, it ends, like you said, in like a 3-month stint. So I'm not ready to give my all to somebody, so I wouldn't even like put somebody in that predicament, because it's not going to end well. But the one thing, it do be lonely sometimes. I ain't gonna act like, let's keep it 100. It be lonely sometimes. Like, not even on the bitch nigga shit, just on some real shit. It be lonely sometimes. But at the same time, it's just like, you just gotta take that loneliness and just apply that to something else. Like,
get busy.
Get busy. Facts.
Yeah.
So you're not looking for none of that. Well, let's dive into some of the requirements here. So what are some of the requirements you do have, like bare minimum?
Like, I'm not a materialistic girl, but I would hope that if
you got the swag, you could afford me.
Because of me, though, like, I would never expect a man to buy me this or
Oh,
buy me that.
okay,
You know?
yeah.
I want to learn from you. I like time from a man. You said requirements. Yeah, I want to be able to call you. Like, it's fucked up when you lay down with somebody and then, like, there was a couple times, like twice last year, my lights was cut off. And it was just because I wasn't managing my money right. So I got them right back on. But it's just the fact that how are you having sex with somebody that you can't call on? That's a problem for me. Like, I hurt my own feelings. I was embarrassed by that. So I just want somebody I could call if I need them, but not call if I want clothes and stuff like that. But
just like vent, talk to you, come help with
I
me.
got a bill. You need a bill pay, anything like that. Because my dad is a real man, you know, and it's just, it sucks that I was laying down with men who aren't even like my
See,
father.
but I can respect on how you said that, though, because you're not saying, oh, come pay all my bills. You're saying, like, if I'm going through something, you should be able to be there to step up if you feel as if, though, you should be lying with me or be around me and have my presence. That's fair. I definitely understand that. But one thing I will say is, like, so if you were to be able to, like, how would you now, knowing what you know, how would you go into letting someone know, like, oh, I want a relationship? Is it just like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, how? Because it's not an easy thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Like, I'm scared. I don't know what it is, but I'm so used to that single independent mom thing that my mom presented to me that I would be scared. Like, even right now, I'm dealing with somebody. We ain't never sleep together. We just cool. He gave me a couple $100 for my shop, and I never even. It was like my first time meeting him, but I would be too scared to be like, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" Like,
Yeah.
So I would prefer for a man to just ask me, and
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I would assume if a man don't ask, that's not what he want.
No, all right. How can I explain? We gonna give you some tea here. It's not that. It's more or less like, if you're getting everything you want and you're in a comfortable place and you don't have to put like a title on it,
right.
why the hell would you?
Yeah.
That way, if it gets confusing or you step out of bounds or do something you know is blatantly disrespectful, you can always come back to the aspect of, oh, well, we're not in a relationship. And granted, it's sad to say, that's why I'm very clear with, oh, no, I don't plan on being in a relationship, so let's not get confused here.
Right.
But, I mean, it is a gray area where you can't be mad at it because it's like, you technically right, but we eating lunch together, we in dinner together, you coming over, you staying the night, we watching BMF together, like, it just don't make a lot of sense. Like, so I do get that aspect, but that's where they kind of make that gray area.
And I think that's another reason why I was never pressed to be somebody's girlfriend, because I know who I am and I don't need a title or nothing like that to make me feel better about what we're doing. But I just would love for somebody to call me their woman and be proud to show me off. That's what I
No, I respect that. All right, let's trail off. Let's trail off a little bit here. You're busy. How do you make time for maybe more or less family and friends? Because you're saying you don't party with clients and whatnot. So I'm assuming you do have friends that you use for partying or go out with. So
Oh, you gotta get to know me. I go out alone every day.
For real?
Yeah.
So there's nobody.
No.
Shit, I don't go out at all.
I go out alone. Like, say I want to grab a drink or something, I'll go by myself. I'm okay and fully comfortable with my own company. I just went to Cheesecake the other day by myself. I went to Pretty's last night by myself. Like,
all right, come on. It sounded sad. What do you mean
it's
by
not
yourself?
sad. I love myself.
Is it like no? Is it one of those? All right, I worked a long day. Now I'm going to get some food because that's not. You're trying to make it seem like you're going out a date on yourself.
It's intentional.
Okay, that's different. That's different. Okay.
It sounds sad to someone who doesn't do it a lot, but I actually enjoy me more than other people. Like, I'd rather be around me more than somebody else.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You could predict everything that's going to happen when it's just you.
Exactly.
No, that's a terrible. No. Don't agree with that. That's
good.
a terrible way of thinking, though.
No, it's good because I even went to Miami alone, and somebody said, "Why would you go alone?" Well, you seen the girls how they die, they go on the trips, and their friends they get jumped and they pass away.
I seen that.
I'm gonna watch my own back. I know that. I don't know what this person's intentions are.
You have a good personality too, so it's not one of those things where you can't go out of town or go somewhere and you just naturally run into somebody that has a positive vibe.
Right.
So it can happen, but I don't know.
Keep my gun on me. I'm not scared. I'm scared of other people. I'm cool with me.
She said, I give my gun on me. I respect it for sure. No partying with friends. What about family? I know there's like maybe family reunions, family occasions, anything like that, or it's rare.
It's rare because my mom, like, almost separated herself from her family. And then, like I said, my sister's my best friend, but my sister's a mom. Mm-hmm. She not always available. And my grandparents is my dog. So we might link up for church, but I ain't.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so you're young doing. Everyone's so young. You're 25 doing this, so you basically got time though. So it's not like. So how old is your mom?
My mom is 48. She'll be 48.
Okay, so she's 48, and your dad?
My dad is 52 or 51.
Okay, so they're a little bit older, but they're not extremely older like the.
And my mom, she don't go out, but she used to. But my dad, he rides motorcycles. He's in a gentleman's club. He hangs out, so I'll kick it with him if I want. Or my stepmom, I'll link with her. She's like 40 something.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get back into the business. Do you have any like merchandise or anything like that you sell in your salon, or?
So I used to sell like hair care products. Right now I don't have that. I did have bundles. Like, everything is just rebranding and revamping. So really, no, everything's on hand. So not on hand. They would pre-order it.
So that basically, when they book, you would get everything you kind of need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, I respect that. All right, I mean, I hope you're going to get back on this podcast.
I know, I am.
So what's going on?
Like
with that?
like I said, I don't want to. I always remind myself this: pride falls, ego trips, but the humble don't stumble. I want to make sure I'm not doing it for views, likes, and all that. Like, I just want to stay focused in my intentions and pure, It's easy to get, because I'm popping for real. Like, actually got less popping once I started to get more serious about myself, and it'll be like that. The more
why
serious
is that though?
Because they don't want nobody serious. Nah, they want that other stuff.
You want to know what's crazy? I was talking to my bro the other day, and I was just like, bro, why did I have so much support when I was doing the wrongest shit in the world? Like, oh my gosh, I had so much support. It's like, it kind of lessens when you start going on the right track. And like, not to be like that guy, but like to do a comparison, just like, and this is no shade to nobody, this is just like a hypothetical situation. It amazed me, like, somebody that gets out of jail can get 500 shares, 10,000 likes. Yet somebody that's never been to jail, has been on their grind, and you're telling me 2 shares and 2 likes?
But what I will say is, like, I'm a Christian woman, and I said this to my one of my employees today. The devil doesn't attack people on his team. If you already on his team, he's not going to bother you. It's the people who's against him. So just look at it like, because I'm doing the right thing, I'm not going to get that type of energy, and that's okay. I don't want it. It's not worth it.
It's kind of like just walking in the light.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Your people who are for you will come to you. So it's like, I'm not pressed about that. Yep. You get less popping once you get serious.
All right. Well, I mean, do you have any questions for me? I think we pretty much hit everything. What's your
high
question?
School you go to?
I went to South Tech.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I wasn't one of those big high schools. It was more like one of the off-brand high schools, college type prep school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't. I should have went to a different school. Could have had way better grades probably, but.
Another one is, how'd you start your podcast?
It's crazy. Look, she's laughing because she knows I just answered this question. I'm gonna just try to, every time Al asks me, I'm gonna just give a different answer, but make it around the same thing. All right, so this time I'm gonna go back to one of my friends. I had a friend that told me they wanted to be on my first episode, and they kind of gave me the push. So I started with that, and then after that, I just realized like I know a lot of people that are my friends that have businesses and things, so I can tap in with them. And then it's just like over time, I was like, okay, these are cool, but I want to do everyone. So now I've just been trying to tap into various people I can. It's like, and one of the main reasons like I wanted to tap in with you is because not only do you have your business, you had already did a podcast before. So I wanted to see what the dynamic would be like in the conversation from you. So, yeah, but that's really why I started. I just wanted to do something outside of working for myself and have something. It's just like everyone tends to say a lot of people are podcasting, but people don't understand is like, not everyone's going to be consistent with it. So whoever's going to be the most consistent is going to win in the end. It's like, I seen a video the other day. They were like, as soon as you think about quitting, just realize there's someone else that's quitting. So that means you'll be ahead of them. So I kind of just take that mindset with it. And yeah, it's just wanting to do something outside of just working and being able to support people.
Okay, so I got 2 more questions, and then we can wrap it up if that's what
you're good. No, if you go with the questions as much as you want. Go ahead.
When I was starting off, like I'm assuming that you use your own money to finance
Some
your
people
podcast.
pay, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I had people asking me like, "Oh, I want to get on, and I didn't want to make it a thing where it was all my friends. Do you have that type of issue where all your friends want to get on?
All right. I know a lot of people. So yes, I do have that situation. And honestly, one of my, shout out to him. I'm gonna keep it a whole 100. And X, I asked X, you know X Files. I had asked him for some advice because I was dealing with that where it's like had a hard time saying no to friends, but it's just like he told me straight up. He was like, ask them why they want to be on it.
Right. Because
is it a matter of you just want to be seen? Because if that's the case, we could come record something at my house if that's really the case. Or is it a matter of you actually want to promote something or build and help out? And this is no shade to nobody, but I realized like that's why I've kind of like directed away from doing the friends is because like, okay, you weren't even posting before, like posting me before, and some of y'all aren't even subscribed. But on top of that, now I did an interview for you, and you're not even pushing your interview.
Right.
So I might as well go for the big people and do certain people that are actually going to push the interview. So, no, I will do friends, but I've tried to aim it more of like when I do friends, I do ample friends at one time and do more like of a show format. And then even for that, I have to come up with all the topics. I have to come up with all. I have to pay with it. Yeah, so it just, some people you just got to tell no, and then some people you just got to put ample people together.
Right.
Yeah. Any more? I mean, the podcast question is like, I'm not that fluent in podcasting. I've just become better at it, so.
I like X Files. I hope to collab with him soon.
Yeah, no, he's killing it. Yeah. He's killing, and he's had certain people where it's on like Nizzy, like rest in peace, he passed, but he had him early. He's killing it, Benny, and it's crazy because it's like that's why I was like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, he's killing it. Like, no, X Files is definitely doing his thing for sure. I try to tap in with him. Definitely.
I want to do something with him. I feel like, I don't know if you ever saw, I don't know how I could put it. I want to have a conversational piece, but an open one, almost like how Jess Hilarious and her baby's father Rome do. It's like a co-parenting thing.
Breakdown.
Yeah, and it's like we could be vocal and honest about a woman's view and a man's view. We don't date, so there shouldn't be no reason or adversary for us to be honest with each other. I want to do something like that.
Yeah, as long as someone don't say something that triggers the other one, that's when it always goes wrong.
It only triggers if y'all sleeping together. That's why people shouldn't be sleeping together.
I think that's pretty. We can end it on that. I appreciate you for coming in. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.